was a real nut kicker of a day at this drugstore. Man, we have been hammering it. It is currently December the 3rd. We have been banging out prescriptions since 9 o'clock today. It is now 7 o'clock, so that's basically 10 hours. I just stopped and I'm waiting to go to the store Christmas party. It's easier just to wait here and go than to drive home and then turn around and go back. So I thought I would pull the editor out and see what was next up on the chopping block, or the editing block, however you want to call it. I'm gonna edit some video, and what is next was kind of a on-the-fly sort of. I sat down and was reading some comments about the Dust Devil video, and I just kind of did a little video in front of the green screen about some of my thoughts about the Facebook comments that I received. I'm not gonna go through the YouTube comments. Some of those were pretty weird too. Most of them were like, glad you're okay. And then I show you kind of how I upload the Ayvri, the animations from GPS. I get a lot of questions about how do you do that? What is that? So I do like a little quick, how-to on there. Just my method for uploading the GPS tracks so that you can view the animations. And that's what this video is. It's just my ugly mug talking to you. So if you're into that, watch it. There's not any other stuff in this video. Just yours truly blathering on as usual. Much love, guys. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, so this one is just kind of on the fly here. I was surfing social media and I'm coming across comments about, I posted about flying through the Dust Devil, and what did they say? Glad you're okay, glad you're okay, change your underwear, glad you're okay, no joke. Yeah, I mean, it's big air, guys. That's what I do. I go out and I fly big air. There's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. You stay high. It's not the first Dust Devil I've ever flown into. I didn't get scared or freak out or anything. I got a little tripped whenever I realized, like, shit, I was just in that. You know, it was great lift. If I had been trying to climb, then I probably would have turned and climbed in it. I've been in one, two before at over 4,000 feet, but I know they're Dust Devils because they were full of corn leaves. Like, there's corn leaves everywhere. They were getting hung in my lines, and it was a Dust Devil. I was inside of a Dust Devil. I was just several thousand feet into the air. And they're just thermals, you know, they're big thermals. The problem we run into with Dust Devils is the lower portion that's near the ground. That's where you get a severe acceleration in rotation. And if you get tangled up in that rotation, man, it can do what it wants with you. It's fast moving, powerful air. It's like a mini tornado, just not as powerful. It was a little Dust Devil. It was not a big one. And the XC Tracer, apparently, when you land, it automatically turns off. That may be a setting on there. The UDI you can leave running. It'll record the flight and it'll start the next flight if you take back off. So I've not had to typically reset my Vario in the past. It's just to turn it on and forget it and go. It was interesting listening to the two Varios, you know, and the thermals. That the XC Tracer is instantaneous. It had beeps a second or two maybe before the other Vario kicks in, and they beep the same, but it's like waves of beeps. Like, it'll be beep 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 beep, and then this one will beep 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 beep, and it's the same duration, but the beeps are quicker to come and quicker to go on the XC Tracer. So I like that instant feedback. I had it on my shoulder and I couldn't hardly hear it. I had double ear protection because I was flying a motor. I didn't want to risk, you know, a long time traveling back with a loud motor running in my ear, so I wear ear protection. I could make them out when the motor wasn't running, no problem. If the motor was idling, I could only hear the big one in my lap, the UDI. It's much louder, at least on loud volume. But the XC Tracer is a neat tool. Like, I'm gonna enjoy that free flying, and I'm really excited to like core some thermals with it because the lift was broken a little bit yesterday. It was not broken very much, but down low it was. When they're low like that, they'll get broken up easier at lower altitudes, and at higher altitudes they tend to hold together better. I found that the climbs like on the top half of the sky are much better than the climbs down low. I tried a low save yesterday and I couldn't turn in it long enough to stay in it. I kept falling out. I went in and out, in and out, in and out. And I was like, well, after 4 tries, I'm not doing that anymore. So I just committed to the landing. I mean, it was rowdy thermal there. But yeah, you know, as far as the people, glad I'm okay. Thank you. But I was not flying like full retard mode or anything. I had enough altitude that I could make a couple of quick decisions, whatever that needed to be. I had dual reserves, had a wide open LZ. Anywhere below me, it was crops and fields. And I was watching for these things. I was watching for the lift and the sink. Some of the sink was so strong that at full power on the motor, my Vario was still reading 200 feet a minute down. So there was some pretty massive sink out there. And you know, if that happens low to the ground, if you at full power are going down 200 feet a minute, well, you're landing. And that's how strong some of that sink is. So you can't fly low in conditions like that. You have to give yourself altitude. And the more altitude, the better. My dilemma with what I do personally, I go and I thermal with the motor. Sometimes I crank it and fly back. Sometimes I just try to fly back. In this situation, the wind was too strong to glide back into the thermals, into the wind. But the day was overall was good. Now, no time was I scared or worried. Everything went off to plan. I was highly focused. I was doing a few different things. I'd never flown the Xeno that loaded. I wanted it loaded because the air was raunchy. A loaded wing is going to stay open way better than one you're light on, especially in big air. So if you're going in big air, I like to be loaded up. If it's lifty, that's just the way I fly the gliders. Now, coming back, I was dealt with the headwind that was stronger the higher I went up. And it wasn't a lot stronger, but I had to kind of make a decision as to how high, low that I was going to go. I wanted to go low enough that I could actually make headway. And I believe I might have talked about this in the video. This is the next day. I'm just reviewing my thoughts after reading some of the comments here. So I thought I would include, you know, my entire feelings about the whole thing. You know, that's what I went out there to do. I went out there and the goal was accomplished. I did a 10-mile cross country. I don't know if it was 10. Heck, I didn't even look at the data. It may have been more like 7, 8. Whatever it was, the distance I had drifted away from the LZ where I needed to get back to, I had to make sure that I could make that into some pretty strong winds. I wanted to give myself enough altitude that the timing let me get back with fuel remaining. You know, I don't want to run out on the way. Motor's a great tool. I can do it with free flight gear. It's not a problem. It's something that I've trained for over the years. But having a motor is an extra tool. You can do a go-around on a motor. You can get high, like, oh no, dust devil right there. Let me bail away from that as I'm getting lower out here. I didn't want to get low near that thing. Just turned out that I was already in the thing. I posted on there, you know, flew into a dust devil, described the story, but I don't guess I took into account that I should probably include the way I feel about the whole thing. That's the weird part, is there was no concern. I wanted to share my story. I love sharing what happens in my adventures, but I've trained to fly in this air, and I fly in it all the time. You know, once a week during the summer, I'll go out and do a flight like this. I don't record all of them. I guess you can see why in this video here I don't say much at all. I'm in a hyper-focused mode. A flow state, I don't know if you've looked into that or what, but a flow state is something that happens with your mind when you're completely in tune with the moment. Completely in tune with the moment. That's the best way probably to describe. You're not looking ahead. You're not looking behind you. You're just focused on the right now. And with that XC Tracer, the right now I was hearing it faster. There was not an echo like usually. So when I'm out there, I'm feeling the sky. I'm feeling the air. I want to know how it's moving, where it's moving, what it's doing. That's what my goal has always been. Maybe not even so much as flying as learning about the environment that I'm flying in and what it's doing and how it's working. And when you understand that, that gives you a whole new level of you're not just lost in turbulence anymore. At first, you're just lost in turbulence. What is happening? You feel bumps. That's it. That's what happens in the beginning. But over time and study and patience and observation, you learn what those bumps are and why they're there and what you're feeling for. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing when you have these click moments going off in your head. It's pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat stuff. Yeah, I'm rambling on, I know. It was on my mind. I'm skipping stuff. Can't wait for the video and GPS. I may go get that other GPS out of the Paramotor. And oh yeah, no, I'll put it in the camper. I know where it's at. I'm gonna go get the Udi, and we're gonna look at the data. We'll look at it together and see what it looks like. Sorry, I'm rambling on and on. I try not to do that too much in these videos. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm a teacher. I'm a talker. I let it spill out of me like diarrhea of the mouth sometimes. Get a huge pucker factor. So anyway, don't fly midday if you don't want to die, or at least get a huge pucker factor to rise. Pucker factor rise. Glad you made it out fine. Okay, good stuff. I guess I'll just make this video instead of replying on the internet, and you guys can just watch it if you want to. All right, let's do it. All right, honkies, I'm back. Let's get this thing rolling here. And let's see, I got this Udi, and you take the card out of it like that. Take your laptop, open it up. What am I after here? Card reader, plug in your card reader. Video project in progress. This is Minyard Land Part 2, if it's not out already. That's fun. That's gonna be a fun one. Sippermort Point with Matt Minyard and most of his crew down there, and some of my friends, and just a grand old time. Grand old time. All right, so I'm gonna stick this card in here. Open the internet. We're gonna go to duorama.com, which is now Ayvri.com. Or Ayvri. All right, power of editing, engage. Ayvri.com. That's the web page. I've got my profile. I guess you'll have to set up your own account here. You'll click create your own, all right, and drag and drop or click here to browse. We'll click there to browse, and I've got a folder here, IGC files, and we'll just go down here to some of the, well, you know what? Let me change the format here, and we'll go down to the bottom, and we're just going to select, I think that's the thermal flight. We choose it, and what was the activity? Paraglide. All right. Continue. And it's uploading the file. These are small files. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Give us a scene title. We're going to call it Thermal River Bottom Flight. Big wind day. Find tracks nearby. Oh no, we go to create scene. All right, let's see what happens when we create it here. Uploading. So there I was in the river bottom. Where am I down there? Okay, yeah, zooming in. Yeah, I'm at the airport. All right, so it zooms in and it looks like it's playing at about 16 times. You can see the speed right down here. You can increase it or decrease it. So let's go a little bit faster. And let's go to like 32, 64 times speed. Yeah, here I am scratching around. This was the thermal flight. This was before I actually did like the Dust Devil and all this. This was when I was scratching around looking for lift. And the whole flight says 24 miles. Oh yeah, there's the connection. There I go. Big climb straight up. Up, back down, big sink, big sink, big sink. What are you doing, you butthole? Get back up there. Oh, found something else. Scratching, connected. Oh, found something better. Did he find something better? Where's he going? He's drifting with the wind, big wind. There it is. There's a solid connection. So up I go. Just off into the wind. And I believe that's the biggest climb. Now you can zoom this thing out. You can kind of click on this and change the image. You can move it around. You can zoom out. Where's the zoom out button? There it is. You double click on this. And see, you can zoom out and see the whole flight. You can change the map orientation. Just spin it around. Look at what's going on. There's my landing. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. That's how you do an Ayvri upload. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Yeah, winter time's here. It's dark. I don't get to make flying videos after work, so I'll make some sit and talk videos, stuff like this. Go over some old footage. Still got a lot of good content that's not even edited yet. Believe it or not, we have videos for the winter time. I hope you subscribe. I hope you thumbs up. I hope you enjoy the videos, everybody. Much love to all the guys out there and girls watching these things. I'll catch you on the next one. Kyle out.